Hello, everybody. Hope
Hey,
you guys are
everybody.
having a great week. I don't know why it doesn't look like I'm looking at the camera. Hello.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to everybody in chat. Hope you guys are doing really well. We've been having comments in here since 11 a.m.
Wow.
But good morning.
Hi.
And hi, Lynette. And Joe Fix It For You. And Jesse's Girl. Not For Nothing Homestead. I gotta scroll a bit. There's a lot. Give me a sec. It all adds up. Thank you guys so much for being here. Robin Hood Homestead. There is not going to be a guest speaker tonight. It is the middle of June, so I wanted to know how you guys are doing. We're about halfway through the year, and kind of, sort of, maybe at the halfway point ish for the collaboration. And I wanted to know how your gardens are doing and what you've learned so far, stuff like that. So I don't have a guest speaker for tonight. It's also Father's Day, and I don't want this to go on for maybe 2.5 hours because we do have plans tonight. Dark Lord Menet, great to see you. I lost my train of thought for a second. Butler Family Farm, hello. I did get that sent out. We're still dealing with some shipping issues, but I did get your prize sent out. I've been trying to get that figured out for the last couple days or so. Give me a sec. I'm trying to. And Philback, hello. My stuff keeps jumping around, so I keep losing my spot, and then I lose my entire train of thought. I said Ann Philback already, right?
Yes.
Thank you. Resourceful Living Homestead. Hi, great to see you. It's a lot of scrolling, goodness. Oh, there we are. BNS Odyssey, hello. Thank you so much for being here. Ooh, Cutting Hate Tomorrow. This sounds cool.
That's nice. Oh, rain or shine.
Ooh. Let's see. I think I'm almost there.
Excuse me.
Resource to a Living Homestead. I think I did just say hi to you. But you're harvesting some of your potatoes. A lot of rain. I haven't even started. Are we doing potatoes this year?
I don't know.
I don't think so. Bubble Bibble, thank you so much for being here. Hi, Woman Off Grid with Dog. And Teresa, thank you guys so much for being here. We appreciate all of you.
We just moved all the potato barrels, so
Yeah.
I imagine that we're going to be putting potatoes in there again.
Hey, Troy. Great to see you. Grace NYC. Bill Knott. Let's see. Nope, sorry, I did say hi to you already, but hello again, Alexander. See, I don't know what to do when I'm still looking for people to say hi to, and it just gets really, really quiet, but I think that's everybody. If I missed anyone, hello, hope you're having a great day. I think I'm caught up in chat.
I keep elbowing this shelf right here.
I need to figure out a better background, because now that the plants are in here, it just looks super empty.
Oh, I got it.
Oh. We're going to put a fake plant here instead. But we do have a background now, so that makes things better. I'm going to go ahead and bring up Lazy D's Ahead. Bushcraft Family isn't here right now. I think he's at work. He may or may not hop in later. I haven't heard from him in a bit on that. There we go.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Hello.
The plant makes it.
Yeah, the plant makes it.
Yeah.
Looks so much better.
Good choice.
See, I know what I'm doing sometimes.
Yeah, once in a while.
So how's your Father's Day been?
It's been really good. We got to go see some, I don't know, live music somewhere. And we stayed there for a couple hours. They had a really good lunch. And then we headed back.
Is that opposed to dead music?
I don't know what else to call it. There was just like some dude playing music at a restaurant, and we were
fake music or music on the radio, you know.
But it was a cool lunch, and then we headed home for Survival Seeds, and we may or may not hop back out again afterwards. Bunky has some plans, but I don't know if we're gonna do them. But it's been fun.
Nice. I know we ate a late lunch, and so we're just kind of like,
it's time for siesta.
Yes.
Bunky was able to get one.
Yeah, and we had true Mexican food. We didn't have, Taco Bell or one of them chain stores. No, true Mexican food, and it was amazing.
Nice.
And I
Sounds
could-
awesome.
Siesta.
Bunky was able to take one. We were preparing for survival seeds, but she was definitely able to get one.
Yeah.
Hey,
It's
Dawn.
a beautiful day over here. It's not really hot because we got a lot of cloud cover, like rain.
Nice.
So the night we're
Course, it's still
87, but it's not. I mean, it's not unbearable. 87. So
It was hot over here today because it was sunny, but I don't think it was 87. It was probably like 75.
Oh.
But you know, for me, that's unbearable.
You guys don't get hot up there.
Mm-mm.
No, we get cold up here.
We get into the 90s, 100 a couple times in the middle of summer, but that's not this soon.
Times.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like maybe twice.
Yeah, that's like us. We get freezes maybe twice.
Yeah.
Freezes.
Hey, Treasure Hunter Neil, thanks so much for being here.
And snow
No.
like once every 5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got a really nice coat that I get to wear like 3 days out of the year.
Current temperature is 79. Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Not for nothing, Homestead wants to know if that's why you guys are all dressed up.
Yeah, you do. You two do look very
You guys look
fancy.
great.
Yeah, it's not the normal t-shirts. Yeah.
You guys look great.
Yeah, I had to put on a collared shirt. You know, when you go to a fancy restaurant, they don't like to see
Right.
t-shirts.
It wasn't
Mhm.
fancy.
It was
Hey,
fancy for
Joyfully
me.
Orange Deborah.
We just don't go out very often.
Yeah. Not
Don
when
Ray
you're retired,
B.
you don't have to.
Right. Don Ray B says 82 degrees and 100% humidity. Yeesh.
I feel your
Okay,
pain.
so she's saying it's raining.
That's what I was going to ask. Like, if it's 100% humidity.
That sounds like rain to me.
It does sound like rain.
100% humid. Are you just underwater? What?
You're right.
We're just out here swimming.
I wish.
No, I do not wish. I don't like swimming.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or any kind of
Um,
water.
Well,
How's your garden doing, Miss Lisa?
I think it's slowing down pretty good.
Already?
because-
It's June.
well, but the tomatoes are slowing down.
Right.
Your beets are good, still
The
going
beets are
good.
still good. I haven't picked any, so I've got like 4 or 5, and then that one huge one. I don't know if it will. If you need to pick it before it gets too big, I don't know if it's woody.
No, I think
pithy.
I read somewhere when they're ready. They're ready to pick when you go out there and you hear them go. Then the beets are ready to be
The
picked.
beets.
If you don't hear the, they're not ready.
Well, every once in a while we have a car that goes by that does that.
Yeah, right.
I don't know as far as the beets go. Like, I don't think it's as affected by rain as like onions, because I think
Right.
you can't pick onions if it's still wet. But I think you just wait until they're the size you want. That's just what I do.
Well, I know you because you guys raise onions as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you have I know you dry the onions out. I know y'all put them in the shed there or the barn,
Right.
and y'all dry them out, right? Do you do the same
Yeah.
thing with beets?
No.
No, so with
Yeah.
beets, when it's really just when they're as big as you want them to be, like golf ball or larger,
Yeah,
they're ready.
Actually,
Golf ball.
one is like the size of a baseball.
Nice.
Yeah, so
Bigger than
those
that.
are
bigger,
ready.
that's
You
all.
can let them grow longer if you want them to get bigger, but it's ready. You don't have to dry them out. You rinse them off, and they're
Put 'em in a
they're
salad.
good. Yeah,
Computer,
you
whatever.
got to make sure they're really rinsed off, or they taste like dirt. But they're
Well,
good.
yeah, and I want her to freeze dry them with the salt.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Coat them with salt and freeze dry them.
That sounds
Make
good.
chips out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, beet chips are pretty good. Had those before.
Oh yeah.
Other than that, then my squash one plant is growing and one plant is dying.
Ooh.
And
Well, we found it.
Yeah,
We
it
found
has
it.
squash bugs in it.
We found an infiltrator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So
Mm,
no squash growing because the little ones that I saw on them have fallen off.
Oh no.
They discolored and then they fell off. So I mean they were like not half an inch big,
Yeah.
but so I don't know. I mean I don't care for squash, but
Yeah. If you watched Ginger's latest video, she found a bunch of squash bugs in her.
and you know
Oh
I looked
no.
on her leaves, but there's there's none on the leaves, but that may be because they're already inside the plant.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
But they're terrible.
I don't know.
The ones our squash have trouble with is what is it called? Vine borers. I don't know what they're called, but they like bore into the vine and then like inside the
Vine
stem
borers,
they're making. Yeah. I just don't know how to pronounce that word.
Vine borers, yeah. But
that may be what they're in because it looks like it's from the inside.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they go inside the vine and then they eat
You know,
it. from
remember like
inside
the movie Alien?
Stop.
Start the plant looks like that.
But other than that, I mean, I've gotten a few
Please stop.
jalapenos and
Lots of tomatoes.
cucumbers. I still
Nice.
can't figure them out. And little ones keep coming out, but then they turn yellow and they die. So I don't know if it's something in the dirt. Maybe
It might be a dirt thing.
I think the ones you sent us the cucumbers. You didn't send the cues to go with it.
She didn't send cucumbers. That's my own thing.
Okay. You're off.
The corn is still there, so it's not really.
That's good.
Cucumbers need a little
yeah.
water too.
It's so.
And I go out there every night and I where's my camera, and I brush the hair on the corn, just the silk. I brush the silk so it'd be happy. So who
Boosting
knows?
its self-esteem.
Yeah, make it look all pretty.
We might get some good, pretty corn coming
Yeah,
up.
it might be too hot for the cucumbers also, because then. I
Yeah.
think that's what the tomatoes. It's getting too hot for the tomatoes.
Yeah, off
Right.
grid world says it's too hot for the cucumbers. You might be right.
For the
Yeah.
computers.
Duck water.
Right? No, we ain't
I
getting
mean,
no
if
ducks.
it works.
We ain't getting no ducks. Don't go there.
But they're so wonderful. They bring so much joy.
Yeah, gingers
Oh, yeah.
are so cute.
Yeah, you can watch Trie over there at Ginger's Not For Nothing Homestead. Trey and Toby and Ellie.
The other
Ellie?
one.
Ellie.
Trey, Toby,
I think
and
it's
Ellie.
Trey, Toby, and Ellie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Three blind mice, or the three musketeers, or the three stooges, whatever you want to call
Nice.
them.
I think it fits. Ow.
So the leaves turn yellow. Cut
I have not had much luck with cucumbers, but Brian said when leaves turn yellow to cut them off.
Yeah, but you saying cut the leaves off or cut the cucumbers off?
when the leaves.
The
turn yellow.
leaves.
I think cucumbers also use a lot of water. So it could also be a watering thing. Why is this sticky?
Lorrie, no, I did not start them in the hydroponics, but I started them inside. I started them just in a little tub with dirt and then planted the
So-
seeds and they grew.
I saw one video, watched the video where a lady grew her cucumbers in a tub, but she hung it like, you know, how you hang a plant up in the air. It's like, I don't know, 7, 8 feet in the air. She hung it, and so all the vines came down like hair, and then all the cucumbers were on it. So wow, what an idea! Instead of on the ground or on a trellis, she hung it up high and let the vines come down, and all the
Very cool.
were on the
Nice.
on the vine. So I tell you, there's a lot of ideas out there on how to grow
Oh, yeah.
things.
And the stuff that works for some might not work for others.
Right. Anything yellow.
Did you cut your duck's
Anything yellow?
nails?
Okay.
Not for nothing wants to know if you ever cut your duck's nails. I think
No,
we did.
No.
No, yes, we did. Like the first year, or like maybe the second year, just like for one phase because the Muscovies had really sharp nails.
No, we've never cut the Muscovies.
Yes,
nails.
we did.
No,
Stop
because
it.
I know this because I would always bother them when they're nesting, and that's why my arms are all.
Yeah, and we definitely tried
Okay,
it.
now wait a minute. We got to settle
They're
something.
weird.
Is it Muscovies or Muscovies? What is
No,
it?
definitely Muscovy.
No,
Muscovy.
that's not what Kayla said. She said Muscovy.
Why did you say that?
It's not
It's a
Muscovy, is it? What? How do you pronounce it?
I have no idea now.
It's a Muscovy.
I think it's Muscovies.
Yeah, it's Muscovy.
Muscovy.
No, it's not Muscovy. It's not,
Not
an
Muscovy.
anchovy.
I don't know.
It's a duck.
don't
Yeah,
know
we'll
yet.
call it a duck.
Yeah, a duck.
But yes,
If it looks
We
like
have
a duck,
tried it a
acts
few
like
times, but
duck,
it's
it must be a duck.
but it's really, really hard to do. It's worse than like trying it on the dogs or the cats. So we usually just don't. It is something you can do though. You need like one of those special clippers for it.
But do you paint their nails like Oops says?
No.
So I wanted to,
Why would you?
I want to paint the emu's
Well,
nails. They have
no, I know why you would.
huge
If you paint them,
claws.
they all look alike, then you would paint their nails to identify which one's which.
See?
Red nails is, let's say, a Republican. Blue
Big
nails
brain
would be a
moment.
Democrat. Yellow nails would be independent. Just you never know.
No, my ducks weren't into politics.
They're not. They're not political, but you know what I mean.
Mhm. Yeah.
Red nails for Trie. Black nails for Toby and Ellie. Whatever.
Right. It's clever.
No, some days I look like I got in a fight with Freddy Krueger.
Resourceful
Yeah.
living homestead. You don't really know when to harvest the beets. Once they're like that big or bigger, then it's just preference at that point. You want
I
to pick
thought it
them
was-
before they die and before they rot and before they get eaten by a mouse or something.
Just monitor
but
them.
really, you're just eyeballing it, how big you want them.
If a mouse goes out there and eats our beets, he gonna get a beating. Beaten. Yeah.
Hey, Terry.
I'll give that mouse a beating. No, I thought once they protruded out of the ground and you could see they have real hard
Yeah. Yep.
shape to them, then they were ready to pick.
Yeah. But you can also leave them there past then.
Yeah, they will grow. You'll see them once they start growing
They'll-
because they'll be up on top of the ground.
Yeah. They're not like potatoes. Potatoes will stay hidden.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they're scaredy
'Cause I
cats.
was worried
Let's
about
stay
That was
hidden
the
in
worst thing
ground.
I've ever done.
the beets will grow, and as they get bigger, they'll come up on top of the kind of like the onions. The big onions
Yeah.
will sit on top of the dirt. The
Speaking
beets
of
will come
onions,
up.
have you guys seen Tony over at our cabin in the woods? His onions.
He's not doing survival.
He's not doing
seeds,
survival
but
seeds, but he's a homesteader and he does
Yeah.
Right.
he does,
I haven't seen that yet.
raised beds,
I don't think I
and
watched
he's
that
got
video.
these onions. I swear, they look like little pumpkins. They're
Nice.
Wow.
awesome,
that's
blossom,
awesome.
huge. Yeah, if you guys want
Very
to see how to make grow onions, go check out Tony over it. And he's not in part of the he's not part of the collaboration. I wish he was, but he does some awesome onions.
He does.
Awesome blossom
Yeah.
onions.
I gotta look at that. I haven't looked at that. I haven't been watching too much YouTube lately.
He does that hygge culture. He does hygge culture.
Sweet.
I have no idea who hygge is, but he does hygge culture.
Yeah.
Only culture I know is the Mexican culture.
he gets starts, so he doesn't start them himself from seeds.
Yeah, he gets
Okay.
starts.
Very
He's
cool.
in the onion place.
Yeah. But no, he's awesome gardener. He's tomatoes, potatoes. I think he grows it all. But he does. He's got a really good green thumb.
Very cool.
How long do we pressure can beets for?
I don't pressure can, so I don't know. Google says you can do pint jars for a half hour, quart jars for 35 on 10-pound pressure, but I've never used a pressure canner, so I'm not sure.
Yeah. Any ones we get, we're gonna make chips out of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I only got like 5 out there, but
Beet chips and salsa. Can't beat it.
I got to see if I end up with time to water bath can because I miss pickled beets. We always use them up like a month after we can them, but you can pickle them and you can can them and they're so good.
yes. So that's what I was gonna say. I pressure canned beets and they were mushy, and you don't have to if you're because I did the pickling and everything. So when you pickle them, you can water bath them.
Yes.
But I don't think you need to pressure cook them.
No, he said pressure
Right.
can.
Yeah, pressure can,
Yeah.
pressure cook. It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
same thing. Yeah.
I'd have to look at my book again.
And also, she's right. It depends on your altitude.
It does,
Not your
definitely.
attitude, but your altitude.
Right.
Choose
I have to use the
your
15-pound, yeah.
Choose your yeah, I was gonna say that.
Choose your altitude.
Trey and I are always thinking alike.
We're on the same radio frequency.
It's a drummer thing. I'm telling you.
Did you see the bulls?
I'm trying to grow some Walla Walla onions. Fingers crossed.
Those look really good.
Those Walla Wallas, those are from Utah, right? Yeah, they're Utah. Aren't Walla Wallas from Utah?
I don't know.
I think that's where they
Maybe.
grow most of the Walla Wallas. And
Very
actually,
cool.
they're over there by Miss Karma. So
I think they're from Washington, Walla Walla, Washington.
no, but I think they're in Idaho. There was
lot
a
of them are,
ton of
yes.
those onion farms we saw
Yeah.
there at Walla Walla in Idaho. We were driving through there. Wow.
But yeah, they're from Washington.
Butler says they're from Washington.
Yes.
Good luck. I hope those
No,
grow well
they're
for
in,
you.
they're in Idaho. They're in
They
Idaho.
are also, but they're originally came from Washington.
Okay.
The
We
Walla
got
Wallas
Mexican food in
grow
Texas. We
really
got
well.
Mexican
And
food in
they're
Louisiana.
really
You
big.
got Mexican
Well,
food.
I know, but they may grow them in
But
Idaho
the Mexican
also,
food
but-
is from Mexico. But they're all over the place. Trust me.
Lori's World
I
says
can't-
pressure cooking and pressure canning are very different. I'm actually about to invite her up, so I might just have her explain that in a sec.
Well,
Okay.
you know, you
Bring her
pressure
on
can
up.
ball jars.
Yeah.
And you pressure cook pork.
Instant pot.
Yeah, there you go.
Let me sing the song.
You
Well,
got
we're
it.
moving on up, move on up to the east side. To a big, there she is.
There we go.
There she is. Hey, look at that beautiful lady with that beautiful cap on there. Woo!
Love the
Hey, Lori.
hat.
Hi,
What
everybody.
are you doing?
Where did you steal that hat? I don't remember giving you a hat.
I ripped it off from somebody.
Oh,
Yeah, the
Violence.
Rod father.
It is the Rod Father. I got it from the Rod Father.
that is a cool. That's a cool hat design. It looks nice.
It is.
Yeah, that's one of our latest.
Very cool.
It looks better than my hair tonight.
yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
Lori, how are you?
Hi there. I'm
Very
good.
good.
How are you?
Good, doing well,
LDA.
thank
See the lazy,
Very cool.
the lazy D for days, lazy days
Yeah.
ahead.
That's like the FD.
Very cool.
That's good. That's good.
Super cute.
Yes. So, Lori, they had a question they were going to
Yeah.
ask.
Well, just that pressure canning and pressure cooking are very, very different, and
Yes.
the machines that you do the different things in are also very different. So, especially if you look at getting an electric pressure canner, is very different from an electric pressure cooker. The pressure canner actually holds the poundage, whatever it is. It holds the pressure in for the entire time that you're canning, whereas a pressure cooker doesn't, apparently. When I got my Nesco pressure canner, which is an electric canner, I had a lot of people who were freaking out because I was using an electric canner. They thought I was using an electric pressure cooker. It's actually an electric pressure canner.
Which
So
I love
although
ours.
it will pressure cook, it's designed for canning, so it actually has the weight on it. When you're pressure cooking, you don't put a weight on your canner, right? When you're pressure cooking, when you're pressure canning, you have to have that weight on there because that's how it maintains its pressure.
Right.
So
That's that little hula girl on the top.
Yeah,
Right.
some of them.
right, if your hula girl is dancing,
From Madagascar.
Yeah.
it's probably not right.
That does not sound good. Don't let it do
Yeah,
that.
I mean, I don't know technically what the difference is. I just know that there is a big difference between a pressure canner and a pressure cooker. And you don't ever want to use a pressure cooker to do your pressure canning because you're not going to get the right pressure. Your food isn't going to get and stay at the temperature it needs to get to and stay at for long enough to get rid of the botulism in the food. So don't ever use one in place of the other. There
Very
are
cool.
electric canners, and they're excellent. I love mine for small
Listen,
batch.
here's how you solve this issue. Get you
Hey.
a steam canner, okay? Just get you a steam canner. It's
No,
easy.
that doesn't.
Oh,
Just get you a
Not
steam
the
canner.
same.
Pressure
I've got both.
canning.
I've got an actual stovetop pressure canner, and then I've got my little electric one that only does small batch. Like the most it can do is 4 pints at a time.
Or-
Or
Nice.
4 pints at a time. Yeah.
Which is
so
really good for like small batch jams or whatever.
fabulous for my little garden and the amount of canning that
Yeah.
I do, because if I try to fill up my big canner, there's no way I'm gonna, with one harvest, there's no way I'm gonna fill up my big canner.
Right.
But I can make 4 jars of something fairly easily.
Right.
There you go.
Joyful Orange. Deb says steam canners only work for short times.
Right.
Yeah.
Like a water bath canning, but it's
Yeah.
using the steam canner.
That's right. I love ours.
Pressure canning
Well,
is
and
totally
apparently, although I haven't tried it, you can water bath anything. Even things they say you can only pressure can. You can actually, I mean, don't quote me, and it's a whole rebel move to do it. But you can water bath can things like meat and vegetables that don't have the right. It just takes forever.
It does.
You know, you're to do meat in a water bath. You have to have it underneath the water bath for at least 3 hours. It has to be
Oh, wow.
continuous boil with the water at least an inch or two above the top of the jars for that entire time. If you lose your boil at all, you lose your heat, you might as well throw everything away because you've just destroyed it. So yeah, difficult. And that's probably why I haven't tried it. You all know me. Yeah, the Amish water bath thing.
Yeah,
That's where I got it from, was watching. There's an Amish lady. I don't remember her name or the name of her channel, because you know I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Right.
Unless I actually know you. I just watch you. Yeah.
Right.
Well, Blue's self-reliance as well, being over in England. They don't have pressure canners over there, but they can everything. And water bathing sometimes will take as much as like 7 or 18 hours of some.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But yeah, so hi.
Hello.
Well, hello, ladies.
That's my lecture for the day.
It was very cool.
Yes.
So how is everyone?
Pretty good. How are you?
Doing
Pretty
good.
good.
Yeah.
I saw Lisa's update. Her garden is looking good. Tomatoes were a little wilty, but
Yeah.
I guess that's because you have horrible, horrible hot weather. Looks like they were getting towards being done.
That's right. That's right. That's exactly
Right.
what for Lisa you're
They
talking
got like
about.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
I didn't do an update this week because nothing's really changed.
Yeah.
Right.
I gotcha.
Still growing.
Oops says just cook lobster. It'll be fine.
Right.
But a lot of people in the videos this past week that were out there, I noticed, had a lot of rain. A bunch
Oh, yeah.
of gardeners had a lot of rain. So where Grace NYC is talking that she could use some sun, and Gail Southern Living had some rain and things like that. But would you
Right.
like to go ahead and get through the videos of people that
Yeah, sure.
okay? And so, Lorrie, don't you want to go first?
Sure. I just have one person who has done several fabulous videos. Lorrie up there at Off Grid World. She's
Yay.
finally getting some. She was actually like hot in one of her videos. It was so hot. It was probably hotter up there in the northern part of the country than it is here on the island.
That's crazy.
So yeah, she's getting the heat waves and putting out the shade cloths, but her garden is in the ground. Stuff is planted. It's looking fabulous. So
Yay!
Woohoo!
I was too lazy to do an update this week, but my garden is growing like crazy.
I bet it is. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. All right. And so that was for Canada.
That was it for Canada that I saw anyway.
I think she put out like 3 videos.
She did, yeah. And she had one that was just short, and one that talked about all the heat, and one that showed off them building their garden from falling the trees to putting everything in. It's really fascinating.
Very cool.
Yeah, I urge you to go watch her videos.
And that's Off Grid World, right?
Off Grid World.
Yeah, because there's a
Somebody
lot of
in the chat can maybe drop her link.
yeah, because that's a lot of there's a lot of Off Grid World channels, but that is our Off Grid World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we had a few Southerners. Yay for the Southern region! We had a few Southerners that put out some videos, and man, most of them were wet. I can tell you, most of them got a lot of rain. But Gail, sweet Gail, she's always tried and true. She and Deanna from Dee's Garden Adventures. She put out a short on her red beets. And by the way, Lisa, you can pull that beet and it will save on your counter or in your refrigerator. Just wash it and trim off the top and the bottom. You can eat the greens. I love beets. Don't really like the greens all that much, but you can put them in salads.
Well, we had them. We used it. We were using it as lettuce. It was good.
Okay,
in a sandwich.
good,
I like
good,
it.
good. Well, what happens is they get woody. They do get woody. It's kind of like a
Yeah,
carrot that's old, and doesn't taste good when it's woody. So just a little, squirrel moment there. Sorry, girls. Um,
okay.
No worries.
Gail Southern Living. She put out a short showing her Detroit red beets, and then another short with her kidney beans and harvest. That girl is rocking. She lives in Texas, and she's got some food on her table from her garden. And we are eating fresh squash and cucumbers from our garden for
Really?
dinner tonight, which is
Wow.
Yay.
so
Good
she
for you,
also
girl.
did a long form video that starts off showing off all her sugar pie pumpkins and pumpkins that go into town. And then she showed us her beans and onions and beets and corn and oregano and peppers, the whole thing. And also her yard where she was sloshing around a little bit, kind of. But she's making a new compost bed, and y'all got to go see how she's doing it and just what she is doing to be able to get that compost bed going. And this is Gail's Southern Living, and she is in Texas. So if Lisa and Jesse are in Texas as well, so kind of sort of, it's an 8 growing zone, but Texas is a hot 8, honey, because we're 8 here too, and we ain't as hot as you are. Gail, of course, always closes her videos with God bless. Do something kind, guys. So I love that. Then we have Resourceful Living Homestead. She put out a short, we're all jelly of her garden, right? She put out a short of a carrot that her grandchildren had planted. That thing looked like an alien, had fingers everywhere, but it was just cute as it could be. She knew that the grandbabies were going to be excited about that. Then her long video for the week is week number 10. We've been in this thing for 10 weeks, y'all. Week number 10 update. And she usually starts her videos in her greenhouse, then she goes to her baskets and buckets, and then into the big garden. And she showed us everything that's going on in those sugar pie pumpkins in her buckets. Oh, in her greenhouse. All of her tomatoes are telling tales. They're all telling everybody as what they are and how they're one of them or two of them were mixed in the Roma seeds, and they might be cherry tomatoes. Who knows? I'm hearing a little bit of television. Is there a TV or something? Is that me? Could be. Could be my husband in the background. And so let's see. In her big garden, you're gonna have to see for yourself. She's got some really happy news in her big garden. She was so thrilled. And it makes my heart just leap when I hear somebody so happy about things that are going on in her garden. She was tickled to pieces when you get your first baby in there. It's just so much fun. That's Resourceful Living Homestead. And Dawn Ray B. She's in West Virginia. Dawn, she said everything's dead. All dead. I'm not doing good. But when
Poor
she
Dawn.
went to go through everything, she does have some food and some herbs. She really does. In her green stock planting, she's got the early cow wonder peppers. They might be struggling a little teeny bit, but they're doing great. She said one of them was the showing off from the very beginning. Then she's got herbs with oregano and lemon balm. She had some walking onions that looked a little bit fried there, honey pie, sugar plum, Dawn Ray B. But the roots were good. And she says I'm a plant killer, except for the peppers. The roots were good. And it's kind of like you get a good foundation, you can grow all kinds of things and do all sorts of stuff. So that was fun. And so she's in her green stock plant, and her walking onions were struggling, but they're still alive. So that was fun to see the roots and things. Then we have Angel from Hanging Out in Angel's Garden, one of my new favorite channels. She's just as funny as she can be, calls everybody fam. I didn't get to see Boo Boo this time because they have traveled. They've been traveling. Now, this girl traveled to Mississippi, Greenville, Mississippi, actually. And they have a home that is their second home closer to her husband's family. They can go visit, stay in their own home. And they have a big yard this time. It's a big yard that's fenced in. She worked the whole time that she was there, making me beds and things in the heat of Mississippi, y'all. And she's used to California weather. So I was just tickled to death for her. And she is a hard worker, and we all are crazy about her. And so, Angel, if you're back in California yet, be sure and tell Boo Boo we said hi, do. Yeah. So this is hanging out in Angel's garden. Please go and check her out. Tell her that Survival Seeds 2025 said hi, do. Then our old faithful Deanna, she might not be in here tonight. She said she had to work. Bills got to be paid. Cell phones got to be paid. So she might not be in here tonight. And she said, it's hot, y'all. She's in Alabama. So you know it's hot in Alabama, right? And her squash and pumpkins and things are squash, not her pumpkins, but her, oh gosh, Trumpensino, something Sino squash. I can't remember the name of it, but anyway, it's running all over the place. I mean, it's like going to climb her house soon, I'm sure. And she had some hyssop and peppers. They're struggling a little bit because she had too much rain. All her herbs are doing well. Tomatoes are toast because it's been too hot. They got fried. The beans are drying. She's already picked all her red kidney beans and she's got them drying. So Deanna, we wish you well. Make some money tonight, honey. This is Dee's Gardening Adventures with Deanna.
I think we got the same seed pack she got, Miss Ann, because we don't see no squash either.
Is that right? Oh gosh. Well, hers are now her sugar pie pumpkins were doing well for a while, but then a vine borer, like you were talking about before. Like you were talking about, I don't know which way to point. But anyway, y'all were talking about before. The vine borer got in there and killed that. And her mystery plant that she has had all this time, she didn't have a clue what it was green. Everybody's telling her what it was, but it's changing colors now. It's turning orange. So she doesn't know what it is. It's funny. Then our sweet Ginger from Not for Nothing Homestead. Y'all, when she does a video, it's like you're sitting beside her and she's talking to you. She just chats away, tells you everything that she's doing, what's going on, how she's doing it. I just love it. And then where she particularly lives in Georgia is hilly. It's everything is a struggle because it's all a hill. You can think of planting on a hill. All your water runs down the hill. So you got to make sure that the plants at the top of the hill are doing good. And anyway, they have a new garden that they put down. They've got weed barrier and trellises and all these fabulous things. And that's going to mainly be her survival garden, which is a whole ton of fun. And then let's see.
I think she's trying to compete with Land of Plenty and Resourceful Living.
I think she is. She's coming up in her garden looking. I'm telling you, in her garden looking. Vineyards do great on hills. They do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Have y'all got hills?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's why we started, actually. When we got our first property up here, we it had a lot of hills, so we just started doing that and then eventually relocated.
Okay, that's fun.
But Michigan is very hilly, so it's ideal.
Okay. All right. That's great. Now, look, we got a few little things. We'll call it a joint effort, okay, y'all, because Ann Philbeck, you cutie patootie, by the way. I think we're kindred spirits, kiddo. You're in Virginia, and I love the things that you're growing. And at Glory in the Garden, we cannot find on YouTube.
Yeah, we can't find it.
But I found it.
We found the Ann Philbeck.
I found Ann Philbeck, and I found out what state you lived in because we're big old sleuths over here. And we looked on Facebook to try and find out who you were, what you're going on. She really has a beautiful garden, y'all. It's raised bed gardening. She has a gorgeous garden. I'm so glad I finally found you. So I'll be catching up on all those other videos that you had. But she put one out back on May 29th, and we missed it. So I must apologize. But child, when you hashtag your videos, please put hashtag Survival Seeds 2025, right? Survival Seeds.
Survival
Hashtag.
Seeds 2025.
Yes,
Yeah.
all together, no spaces. And so what she had done on her video while we weren't, and you're in the chat, but while we weren't able to find your videos was it was hashtag 2025 space seeds space survival seeds or survival space seed space challenge. No spaces, Sugar Pie. No spaces. Or tag one of us. Tag me, tag Jesse, tag VC Family Homestead, tag Lorrie, tag us. And the way to do that, put a hashtag right before
So
our
Miss
name.
Annie, explain tagging because some people don't know what tagging
It's
means.
the little at symbol. If you
And
put
then
the at symbol in your description or your title, but YouTube sometimes doesn't let your titles be too long. So if you put it in your description, put the little and sign, the little at, the circle, and then type in the channel name that you want to tag. Like it would be VC Family Homestead. You would type in after that. Usually comes up in blue most of the time.
Yeah.
But hashtag Survival Seeds 2025. Lori's World has it up there. And and Dark Lord Minute Xander put it in the chat too. Oh, he put
well, but
at.
Alexander, that's an
Not
at. That wouldn't work. It has to be at and a channel name like at Lazy Days Ahead. That would tag us.
Yeah.
If you put at VC Family, it'll tag the girls. If you put at
Well, he's got it. He's got the hashtag. It's the number sign, sweetie. It's the number
pound
sign.
sign, Phil.
Yeah.
All you old folks, it's that old pound sign we
Yeah.
used to have on the phones. Remember?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tic tac toe.
Yeah, that's right. Let me tell you what. This girl, we're Anns are pretty cool anyway, in my opinion. But they had a ton of rain, as everybody else did in Virginia and all around. But she is growing some food, and she has tons of herbs that are growing and herbal medicines. So she grabbed my heart right off the bat when I saw all her calendula and comfrey and all these wonderful herbs that you can make all this amazing medicine, and we can heal ourselves allegedly because we're not doctors and that kind of thing. So check out Ann Philbeck, Philbeck. She's in the chat. And Ann, if you'll hashtag number sign, meaning Survival Seeds 2025, all in one thing, we can find you a whole bunch easier. And the last one, which Lynette Lawrence, I'm not sure you're in here. She didn't do anything this week. It's been a long time. Well, a few weeks since then, but I found you as well, sweetie. And she's in North Carolina. She's right down the road. About
Right down the road from you. That's right.
6 hours down the road, 6, 7. But Lynette, we appreciate your effort. And well, Lorrie, Lynette is the one that was having a tough time uploading any kind of videos. She can make them, but getting them on there is kind of hard. Oh, good. Lorrie's World put Ann Philbeck's channel in there. So that's the Southern region. It was a mouthful, and I love y'all for hanging with me. Thank you. Yay! So we have the Northern region now, right?
Yep. So we got a short from Dark Lord Minute. He put up a short, and I think his family didn't water his plants or something because a lot of them were struggling. Then that's what the short was about. So I hope you got those taken care of. I wasn't sure if I knew what was happening there, but I hope you got that taken care of. And then
Always.
Woman Off Grid with Dog. She had made another greenhouse. Remember she was talking about that? And her greenhouse just looks so nice. And Tang seems to love being in the greenhouse because it's in the shade and everything. He seems to really like being in there. And then she also talked and showed her solar panels, and like what she's using those for and how much energy they're getting. And it's so cool. Like it was really cool what she was talking about with that. So you guys should check out that video. It was really cool. And she's just got so many really cool things on her property. That's amazing. And
How about
then
that dog screen house? It's a screen. She
Yeah.
built a screen house for her dog. That was pretty
It is
amazing.
so cool.
It
The dog
So
was
cool.
chilling out right in the screen house. That was crazy.
was green.
It was just adorable.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry to interrupt, but that was
No.
a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I liked it. And then Grace and Fire made her first update. She's got her beans planted, and a lot of them are growing and sprouting. And I don't know if I've ever said this before, but baby pumpkin plants, I think are just the cutest plants ever. They've just got such little baby leaves, and they're so round. I love baby pumpkins, and she's got baby pumpkin plants growing, and they're just the cutest.
Oh,
But she's got everything planted, and it's looking great. And then Grace NYC. Grace has a awesome potato plant growing that's got like a huge stem, which is great. That's
Yeah,
it's really
like
good.
a tree.
Yeah,
Look like a
right,
tree.
right. And her plants are growing really well. She's got some really little ones growing, and they're just everything is looking great. And she is really good at using her space to grow as much plants as she can. She is a great example of maximizing everything you can use in as little area as you can manage.
she really
Like, she
does.
is a great example. If you're having trouble figuring out how much you can grow in a small area, you should look at Grace's stuff because she's really, really good at it. Like, she's got stuff on top of the balcony railing. She's got stuff like, it's really, really cool. And then Resourceful Living. She put up 2 videos. One was a short where she had her first carrot harvest, and they were right out of her greenhouse. They looked really, really healthy, really good-looking carrots. And then she had a long video where she updated her garden. She's got a lot of plants in her greenhouse, and they're just huge. Like, they're growing really fast. They've reached the point she thought they were gonna reach really quick. They've gotten really tall. She's got little green romas coming up on her plants, which is really cool. I don't think we have any little tomatoes growing yet, so that's really cool. And her plants, or her pumpkins, her pie pumpkins, are already growing like a ton of flowers, which I think is really great. Like, she's already got yellow flowers blossoming on her pie pumpkins, which is great. And her garden is just so neat and organized. Like, it's so, like, everything is so well placed, and like it just looks so clean. And her plants are all growing really nicely. So definitely check out all the videos. It's like it looks really good. And then Mike's Chaotic Gardening also made a video. And his plants are doing really, really well. Like, they're growing so nicely, and like they look really healthy and strong. And he's got a really cool wire basket that he's growing, which is really cool. And his garden bed looks great. Like, everything is looking so good. And like, all the videos I watched, everybody's plants are just doing really well. So definitely check out all the videos in the hashtag, guys, because there are so many really great things that like you can see in all the videos how people are doing.
Absolutely.
Lorrie and Anne are just like nodding at the same time.
Yeah. We're in sync.
Those little
Yeah.
dogs on the dashboard.
But I think that's all I had.
Yay for the northern region. Whoop, whoop. Thank you all so much for doing those videos.
Yes, they're awesome to watch.
It's a lot of fun to be able to see what's growing all over the country. And that was really good.
I
So,
was quite shocked at Lorrie's hot weather up there in northern BC.
Right.
You
That's
wouldn't think that they get so hot up there, but they sure
Yeah.
do.
it's nuts. It's nuts as far as to me, because
Yeah.
here I am in North Carolina and we're already sweltering, not as much as Texas, but we are sweltering here. And to have Canada be hotter than we are is always,
Yeah, just a few weeks ago they were cold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
freezing.
always blows my mind a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure. There it is. Hello. Thank you so much for being here. Hey Joe. Good to see you. Hi.
Do you guys have anything else you want to update? Like how everything's doing?
Well, we're here for at least another 50 minutes, dude.
Like 15 minutes, 15.
At
Yeah.
least minimum.
Okay. Well,
How are your gardens doing? I meant to ask you guys earlier.
the land of plenty is starting to take off. It is starting to grow. We've got some little itty bitty baby tomatoes on the tomato plants, which is fun. We're eating squash, y'all. So I did I tell you last week about the seed snail? Anyway, I may have been talking to around the hay bale crowd. So
Oh.
I had a seed snail, which is a fun way to plant seeds. It's awesome. But having done it the first time, I didn't know that you can get a lot of seeds in a seed snail. And so I ended up having 21 squash plants. Ended up with 21 squash plants. But we're making do. I gave some away. We planted a row. We worked that out. So I was late on my seeds. So we went to my local nursery and got some black beauty zucchini plants because my husband and I both like zucchini as well, mixed in with the squash. Guess what it turned out to be?
Oh.
It's squash. Yellow squash.
Oh no.
Yes. So we have 2 full rows of yellow squash. It's a good thing that we love it. So that's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a good thing.
We're eating the cucumbers. The pickling cucumbers are the ones that are really coming off well. Excuse me. I got a little choked up there. They're doing really good, but I'm not pickling very many of them. We're eating them fast as they're coming off right now. I'm hoping that we get a pile that we can't eat, and then that's when I'll make some pickles out of them. But the other cucumbers are not putting off yet. The sugar pie pumpkin, I built a trellis. I didn't build it, I bought it, but I bought a trellis to go over the sugar pie pumpkins from Amazon, just a little $20 thing with a cheap netting to go over it because my husband's so funny about mowing the grass. He likes to, zoom and weed eat, and he's not caring about having to look after all these vines that are going everywhere. Well, it's already coming out of that netting in the trellis and still going to go on the ground a little bit, but that's okay too. The kidney beans are doing great. Herbs are doing fine. To be such an herb person, you see all these things that I make
Right.
out of
Right.
herbs. I am having a time trying to grow those doggone things. I grow as much as I can, and I try not to baby them because with herbs, if you mess with them too much, you mess them up.
Yeah.
I don't know. I hadn't found that fine line yet. Where are you? I mean, Lorrie, do you grow many herbs?
I grow lots of herbs.
And do you just kind of put them in there and let them do their thing? Make sure.
Yeah, I started them in pots, and then after a couple of years, I moved them into the ground, and now they're giant.
Good for you. I think I'm gonna just do that in pots.
My thyme bush is probably a good 2 feet around.
Yeah.
My oregano is like right now I let it go to seed, so it's probably, I don't know, like 5 feet across.
Oh my gosh.
Up and down because it's so weighed down with the flowers. Same with my sage. It's huge and full of flowers right now. I let everything flower this year instead of harvesting them because I've already got so much harvested from last year because once I put them in the ground, they just go crazy and just get huge.
Oh my gosh. I'm just not holding my mouth right or something. I don't know.
Well, and those all come back. Those all are perennial here.
Yes.
You know,
And
like
here
my
too.
oregano and my sage and all of those, they're all perennial here. So they just keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay. And Off Grid World says get a moisture detector. Then she
Yep,
got
I
one
have
at the
one.
store. And that
I have
helps. Well,
Oh yeah,
that
I
helps.
tend to overwater, so it's really made a difference because I'll look and if the top of the dirt looks dry, I'll water. And just
Right.
because the top of the dirt looks dry doesn't mean your plants are dry. So you
Well, you know what
got
we found out?
down there.
Just because the top of the dirt looks wet, it doesn't mean that underneath is wet because
Right.
we can have a shower and you scrape just teeny, just your fingers. It's dry as a bone underneath.
Exactly.
So that's tough.
Exactly. So those moisture meters are invaluable for sure.
Yeah. So does anybody else in the chat have any luck growing herbs and things?
Checking to see if anybody said
We don't
that.
have problems with the herbs. We just have problems with the peaches.
With the peaches.
Which is an herb.
Peaches and herbs.
Peaches and
My
herbs.
lemon balm is doing really good.
That's good.
That's good.
My basil is doing good.
Awesome.
My basil has finally come up this year, so it's coming up
Oh,
all over
that's
the place. And I actually let it flower every year at the end of the year after you harvest it and harvest it and harvest it, and then I let it flower. And I don't harvest the flowers, I just let them drop. So now I have several beds that basil comes up in every year. It just keeps coming up.
Oh, that's
I
fantastic.
don't even have to plant it anymore. When it's ready, it starts coming up. So.
And Not for Nothing Homestead says her hyssop is doing pretty good. I'm telling y'all, I was the calendula seed fairy. I went all over our yard going, you have a little seed. You have a little seed. Those calendula seeds, they just barely need to be like under the dirt or anything. Them daggone things are this big. They haven't grown anywhere. And everybody's telling me, oh, please don't put any calendula in your garden. You'll never get rid of any of it. Well, I would like to have a little bit. How about you girls? Do you grow herbs?
We do.
We do. We have we have a bunch of stuff in our hydroponics container over there. I think there's a lot of basil, which kind of counts.
Yes.
We're also doing a bunch of oregano. And then I think I don't remember if I started the herbal side of the survival seed stuff yet because I got very, very behind and I wasn't the one who planted everything in the garden. But a lot of the ones that we planted from last year came back. So we have a bunch of like lemongrass and then also some ones that Bunky planted for fun. What did you plant? Like we have some lemon balm and
Sorry. Thank you.
a ton of peppermint. There's a ton of peppermint by the start of the garden, and every time I mow the grass, it smells.
We also
I
have
think-
mint growing in the vineyard between some of the vines that when you mow there, it just
Well, that was
so
on purpose
aromatic.
because like 4 years ago, we had a bunch of like areas in the vineyard where nothing would grow ever. So we put some mint there, and now there's too much mint. So,
That's
yeah.
okay. Even though
Just
sometimes
mow it
it smells
down.
good.
So.
exactly. And now
And
the
it
entire
keeps
yard
bugs away.
smells like toothpaste. So
Yeah.
Bugs don't like
Be the
bugs
toothpaste
either,
chicks.
so bugs and critters.
yeah.
Oh, what's this one?
Oregano.
Okay, this one's oregano, she says. She's just
yeah.
handing me things.
Okay, that's out of the hydroponics.
Yeah.
Well, maybe I can just do the hydroponics. I can't do the hydroponic calendula.
That one's convenient because we usually use herbs just to like cook and garnish. So it's just already in the house.
Good night, Auntie Jan. Have a good
Good
night.
night.
What kind of grapes do you grow, Anne?
We like us. Okay. We do a bunch of wine varieties. So we do a lot of Cabernet, Moscato.
Cab Sauv, Cab Franc, Chaminette.
And then we have like a few of those ones up by the trash can that are just
There's Venice
we have some table grapes over by the garden and by the trash can.
by the garbage can.
Okay, that's circumstantial. They're not in the trash. They're just near it.
Yeah.
Just some trashy grapes you got. that
What?
they're-
No, because there's a trellis there, and the trellis also acts as like a wind block, so we don't knock over our trash can.
Okay.
They're not in the trash, I promise. But we have like maybe 12, no, not 12, like 8 different varieties of wine grapes.
Okay, that's awesome. And
Broke
Woman Off Grid
organically
says, I have
blends.
wild water mint that's grown in a stream.
Oh, interesting.
Whoa,
Cool.
that's very cool.
My neighbor has
So,
chocolate all over his yard.
So Broke but Mount to be blessed, Carol. Yes, we did see your video, the one you put out on June 8th. It was free. What was the title of it? It was
Cracky.
free crack tea hydroponic system. So yeah, we did get that. We saw that, and you're on the wheel. So I don't know if that video was mentioned last week or not. But probably wasn't, unless one of you guys
It may
remember.
have been. I think I was helping them recap, and
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure if we mentioned it or not, but yes, we do have you on the wheel.
No, yeah, I'm sorry.
So check out Broke but Bountifully
Bountifully.
Blessed. I said it right this time,
No.
y'all.
Yeah,
Woohoo!
it's easy to mess her name up. It's Broke but Bountifully. Yeah.
I constantly say broke but beautifully blessed, but it is
Yeah,
bountifully
that's
blessed.
where I went, but it's Bountifully. Yeah.
Either one is a good name. Yay!
Yay!
That's right.
Let's see what else. My tomatoes are covered in flowers.
Nice.
On them any day now. My kidney beans are they're probably 2 feet high now. Like they just went from starts to 2 feet high in like a week.
Yay.
So they're going to be getting flowers on them any day. My pumpkins are growing. I lost one, but the other one is still growing, and the new seeds I put in have also come up.
Cool.
So that's exciting.
Very cool.
My cucumbers, which is my 7th seed, they're growing slowly but surely. Hopefully they'll take off here soon. And my peppers are still pretty small, but they're still okay. They're not being eaten by anything out there. So
Yay.
bonus.
That is awesome.
That's good. That is a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
Lemon balm I'm harvesting again for the 2nd time.
Cool. What do you do with your lemon balm, Lorrie?
I dry it and put it in teas.
Okay.
I make a lot of teas. I have one of my grapes that didn't get grapes on it this year.
Oh,
I'm very sad, but it has a ton of leaves on it.
Okay.
So I will be trimming some leaves and doing a video on how I save those up for tea, because I use those in all my teas, the grape leaves.
Please do, because we have for the first year, we have a grapevine. Well, it's been planted. This is like its 2nd or 3rd year.
Okay.
And it's taken off. And
Nice.
muscadine grapes.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I don't have grapes, but I have a ton of leaves. So.
Right.
that's awesome. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The leaves are really tasty in a tea. It's just really mild. Makes a nice base for throwing in a bunch of other herbs and stuff for different. I just made a blood sugar tea. I call it BS tea.
As you should.
With several ingredients that are known to lower blood sugar.
That's awesome.
Oh, I thought you were
Yeah.
raising blood sugar.
No, lowering blood sugar. I have a friend who's diabetic, and also lots of people are diabetic and trying to keep their blood sugar down. So I just took a bunch of stuff that is known to or thought to lower blood sugar, and poured them all together and made a tea out of it.
That's so cool.
I made some tea today out of wormwood herb and soursop.
Okay.
Horrible. Absolutely
I was going to say it sounds horrible.
terrible. It was terrible. I tried to dress it up with orange slices and lemon slices and just a little bit of honey, because you're not really, at this point, we're not supposed to have sugar. And it was, I couldn't finish it. Worth was Man,
It sounds rough.
I couldn't finish mine. It was like, oh, it was so bitter. Blech. It was nasty. So I
Yeah.
got tons of wormwood. You got to add mint.
Ah,
Okay. Well, I have some mint. Not a lot.
interesting.
Okay.
Tastes crappy, but it's good for you.
Yeah. Well, that's you gotta,
I'd rather have it taste
gotta
good and be good for me.
yeah. I'm thinking, I don't know if I could do that, but I mean, I drank most of it. I had about this much left in the cup, and it was a full cup of coffee cup. But it was Worth's comment, which this is a man that will eat and drink anything as long as you cook it for him just to feel full, which is amazing and wonderful. He does not complain. And he said, well, that is interesting.
Oh no.
Okay. And I said, that is horrible, is what it is. Oh, gosh. The bitters are good for digestion. It was very bitter. Bergamot is an ingredient in some colognes and perfumes. Okay. Wormwood is good for worms. Well, we want to make sure we don't have any of those things. So we were trying to drink healthy. Wild grapevine. It's like 15 years old. Okay. Rather
Wow.
yeah, that's
That's
cool.
cool.
Yeah, he wanted to know if he could use those, the leaves in teas.
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
sure
I mean,
You got to be
grape-
careful because if it's wild and you don't know like what's on it, if it's spotty, you don't use it. If there's like bugs on it, don't use it. You just got to be careful. But yeah,
No, there.
you can also use grapevines in canning to keep stuff crunchy because the tannin content keeps it from getting mushy.
We did that for our pickles.
Yeah, and then you just get the big leaf in it.
Tastes good. It tastes good. It's kind of weird.
Said he gets his bitters from beer. And Christy
Yeah.
says, you heard, be careful with wormwood around here. Pregnant animals could cause. Well, there ain't nothing pregnant in this house.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Why do you be so sure?
Divine
No.
intervention. You never know. Because you never know. Lord could do anything.
Well, that's true. That he can, but please no.
It would, you're right. It would definitely be a miraculous occasion. I promise. Everything is fixed in my house.
In our house,
That's funny.
True story.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, you can add grape leaves to pickles. Wormwood is also good for cancer. I know that because of my sister fighting breast cancer.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Alexander, does she drink like wormwood tea by itself? How does she ingest it?
You got to doctor it up somehow.
It's I don't know.
You're talking about woodsy.
You just
That'd be
hush,
a weird-
Ann.
Yes. It was 95.
95 when she got pregnant.
So, I don't put anything past the Lord at all, but
Yeah.
that would
Ow.
she
Just
kind of
kicked your sorry.
wanted to be. I do not.
So I started writing myself a book
Ooh.
Cool.
on all the different studies I've done on the different herbs and leaves and things like that. Like I've got my notes,
Whoa, cool.
pages full of them, and I decided to put it into a book that I'm actually going to have printed so that I can easily look back and forth and look at what's going on with it, because it tells me what they're good for, and then it also tells me the cautions, if there's any cautions
Oh, that's
for it.
awesome.
So yeah, I'm going to put it into a little book, and then I can have my little book to take with me to the markets when people ask me, well, what are grape leaves good for? I
Yes.
get my little book, and I can tell them all the different things. that
That's
grape
so
leaves
cool.
We'll
Yeah.
make a few copies and we'll buy some.
There
We'll
you
buy
go.
one.
So that's my current project, is writing a book.
That's awesome. I like that.
Good for you. Poor Lisa and Jesse sitting back there. Jesse's like, I really am ready for a siesta.
We ate a late lunch, and I'll tell you, it was really, really good
Good.
before we got here. Now I'm ready for a siesta.
Oh
I
my
think
God.
I
I cannot eat and then function. I'm like a puppy. You feed me, I got to go take a little nappy.
And that, yeah. And it was good Mexican food.
Lisa, it's not
I
fair.
know, sorry.
It's contagious.
Let's everybody yawn.
No, don't watch that. Don't watch it. Don't watch.
Everybody in the chat yawning.
That
Don't watch.
is the power of influence. Oh my gosh.
Don't look towards the light, Jesse. Don't look towards the light. Stay away from the light.
Every day, what
She's sympathetic yawning now.
did Xander ever say what his sister does to be able to tolerate wormwood? Because
I don't know.
oh,
I don't think so. I don't.
Grace
doesn't look
NYC
like
says
it.
she takes the wormwood capsules. I didn't even know they had wormwood capsules.
Very
oh,
cool.
I can make some of those. I've got
You
some.
can make your own.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I've
that
got-
makes
Oh,
a
of
lot of
course. You
sense.
can make
then.
anything. You can capsulize anything.
Now, whether it's good for you or not, you know.
Yeah.
yeah. The thing is, it's supposed to seep, like, in order to get it, for like 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes
Yeah.
with boiling water in order to break it so that it will
Release the
release the stuff.
properties that are.
Stop
Yeah.
it. Stop.
I don't know.
So, do you want to do the giveaway?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got a question on that, on the tea part. So hypothetically, let's just use grape leaves, for instance. There's probably a ton of different leaves. So let's use grape leaves. If I had a whole bunch of grape leaves, would it be better to dehydrate the grape leaves to make tea, or would it be better to freeze dry them to make tea leaves?
I don't know the
Freeze
thing with
drying them would probably maintain the most amount of nutrients out of them. I
Right.
usually just air dry mine. I just tie them up in bundles and let them air dry. I've never dehydrated them because they're so big, right? And even
Right.
my freeze dryer, I just have a small freeze dryer, so I don't know if I
Okay.
do them in that either. I usually just hang them and let them dry. But I would think that of dehydrating or freeze drying would end up with more of the beneficial
nutrients.
elements.
Right. Right.
So,
Yeah.
so when we have one muscadine. I just thought about that. We have a muscadine growing, and it's just going to town. Leaves. It's only 2 years old.
Right.
So you just pick whatever leaves you want, and it'll
Yeah,
be okay.
I'll do a video this week. And I'll pull
Nice.
some of my grape leaves and show you guys what I do with my grapevines to
Thank
save the leaves.
That'd be great.
Oh,
But yeah, I actually just cut off the ends of vines when they start going crazy, and then I peel
Right.
strips off. But I'll do a video this week. We'll do an update video this week.
Okay, cool.
Very cool.
Thank
All
you.
right, Lori, I'm holding you to it, Lori.
I'll remember.
Don't hold your breath. That's all I say. Just don't hold your breath.
Oh, okay, we won't. We won't hold our breath.
I will do an update this week.
Nice.
Nice.
I'm overdue for one, so.
There you go. Me too. Real bad.
Hey, there we go.
Woohoo.
Everybody else. So there's our weekly submissions for the videos from the 8th to the 14th. So if you submitted a 3-minute or more longer video, you're on this wheel. And if I
how many
may,
did we have? Do you remember?
yeah, I can tell you. If I go over here and open it up a little bit, we had a total of 13 entries this week.
Cool.
Video.
Yes.
Yeah.
But we had like another 10 were shorts. So
Yeah,
so
it
that
was a
wasn't all
lot.
the videos. It's just those were all the long videos. So, and then the wheel on the right obviously is the one we use for our prize wheel. So we're going to go ahead and spin that to see what the prize is going to be this week. Now, I don't know what's on there. So So it's a surprise to me too.
It's a surprise for all of us.
Right.
You gonna spin it?
It's fun.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
fun.
It's
Sorry,
Patience,
I was-
grasshopper,
I was
patience.
driving.
tomato seed.
Cool.
Tomato seeds. Okay. Well, let's see what kind of tomatoes we're talking about.
Oh
Well, there-
my goodness.
Woohoo! We are brandy
tomato
wine
seeds.
and chocolate.
Chocolate cherry, those are delicious.
Oh, they
Valencia,
are.
San Marzano,
Oh, those are really good too.
Black Crim, Rosso
Oh,
Sicilian.
those look like peppers almost.
Those look like almost like, and the green zebras.
Green
And
zebra.
then we got
Cherry.
Cherokee purples. I just can't see myself eating purple tomato. I don't know why.
They're delicious.
So
And then
delicious.
the Virginia sweets. I bet you they're sweet. And then we got yellow pear. Now Lisa's got Lisa's got those. They're growing out there
I
right
have
now.
one outside.
Yeah.
Doesn't have that many on there, but
No, those look like light bulbs.
you know those
They do.
they're not as sweet. They don't have a whole lot of flavor, whereas like the red cherry tomatoes and stuff like that do. But it's still, I still eat them. But
So it's a 10-pack of different varieties of tomatoes. So let's see. I already shuffled it, and it's been shuffling about 100 times. So here we go. Do you feel lucky, Miss Ann? Do you feel lucky?
Absolutely, every day.
Let's go.
Let's see. Lori, do you feel lucky?
Always.
Lori. Nope.
No, pretty sure I'm not on there.
Lucky here,
Well, it is
lucky
Ann.
here. Would you believe it? It's
Hey,
going to
let's
be
go.
Ann
Let's go.
Philbick.
That's awesome.
Way to go, Ann.
Congratulations.
She's in the chat. She's in the chat. Look at her lovely.
Yes.
A little bit so you can see it. That's what Miss
That's
Ann was
right.
talking about.
That's right. She's got her raised bed and garden, and she's in Virginia. And we kind of sleuthed on her a little bit, had a little private eye, check out what state she's in. That's all in Virginia. She does a great. It's beautiful. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous garden. See those wood chips down there? She's keeping all those weeds away.
Mm-hmm.
That shows that there are some people that are working themselves to pieces. They're doing a good
Yeah.
job. A
wow.
lot of work. Congratulations, Ann! Yay!
So I want to check her out. Let me see if we can stop this share. She has to stop it. You have to stop it.
Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah, okay.
There we go.
There we
I just
go.
figure out how to get back to it.
Congratulations, Ann. You got more tomatoes coming your way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Congratulations, Ann.
Yeah.
Marvelous. You're going to love them.
And it's not too late to start new seeds either. In
Right.
Virginia.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, well, this has been fun, girls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Thank you
cool.
guys all so much for being here. Happy Father's Day again to everybody in chat. Hope you guys are having a great day.
Exactly.
What was I going to say? Thank you guys all so much for being here. We really appreciate all of you. Have a great rest of your week. And I guess have a
Yes.
great start of your week. It's Sunday. Grace and
Two more
Fire. Oops,
2 more
what?
weeks for the big giveaway.
Yep.
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 Oh, of the month? Okay.
The end of the month. Yeah.
Yes.
Grace, Eric. Oh, hi, Eric.
No, next week's only the 22nd. We still have
2
the
more
29th.
weeks.
2 more weeks.
Oh, 2 more weeks. Okay. 2 more weeks.
Okay, one question. Lisa, do you have Ann Philbeck's address? If not, she's going to need to email us.
Yeah, I don't know. Can you scroll your email down below anywhere, like we can in StreamYard?
Is it VC Family Homestead email?
I just tell it to ours. I'm saying, ours, all winners.
Oh, well, I gotta have an email. Is it your email or VC?
Just do it to ours. Just do it to
Okay.
ours.
Okay. All winners, please email your name, your channel name, and your mailing address to Lazy Days Ahead, Post Office Box 1031.
Yeah,
Days
lazy
ahead. 31.
at gmail.com.
Okay, so it's been a long weekend, y'all.
No worries.
Lazy, lazydaysahead1031 at gmail.com.
There you go.
Lazydaysahead1031 at gmail.com.
There you go.
Oh, that was bad. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Yeah, please send us your information. We'll get those out to you quick,
See you
fast,
next
and they'll
Sunday.
probably be at your house tomorrow.
Yeah, maybe.
Could be because it's an Amazon thing.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, she put up her email, which is gloryinthegarden at something.
Hotmail.
Oh,
Hotmail.
we are kindred spirits, and I have a hot. Well,
Yeah.
One job. You had one job.
I know. Lazy days
I
ahead.
put lazy days in there too.
Okay,
Thank you,
good.
Thank you, Lori.
Email in there so she can have it.
If you'll email Lazy Days Ahead your mailing address, they will. Amazon will deliver some seeds to your door.
So, quick question: this Took by V1 is that somebody that's in the collaboration? Because I'm not familiar with that.
Don't think so.
Welcome
think
to the channel.
Yeah,
Welcome to the
welcome.
live.
Hello.
Who you are?
Yes.
You know,
Somebody
I
was
guess you know
talking
where
with
we
him. Was
are.
it Xander? No. It may have been Xander.
Yeah.
I think he
There
knows
were
some people
that were
in chat.
talking. They were chatting.
Well, welcome in, and hope to see you in the collaboration soon.
Yeah.
If you're interested in gardening.
See you later, Jersey Dolphins.
But have a great week, everybody. Thank you guys all so much for being here. We will see you next week. And I'm out of stuff to say for my outro, but thank you guys so much for being here.
Same time, same bat channel.
Bye.
Bye.